bitch, look at here. It's been a couple of minutes since the last Tea Talk action news that I gave y'all. Girl, I got home, ordered me some food. I was finna take a shower, and then I went to Lailah Lynn. Shout out to Lailah Lynn. I'm a big sister of mine. Love her to death. Love her channel. And honey, girl, what she had to tell me today with this video that she put out about the Braxtons and the foolala that they got going on during last night's episode, girl, y'all gon' gag. My bad, y'all. So, girl, apparently last night, Traci Braxton did watch and tweet throughout last night's episode, right? And everybody said everything was good, everything was fine, everybody was copacetic. Then it got down to Traci and her antics. And come to find out, y'all, and listen, this came from Traci Braxton. She tweeted it last night, so you don't have to believe anything that I got to say. You can head on over to Lailah Lynn's channel where she had the tweets, because, girl, I ain't doing all that shit. I'm just getting up here telling y'all what I heard. From what I heard, we all thought that it was Tamar that Traci was trying to get to. Come to find out, and this came from Tawanda, come to find out Traci was trying to fight Miss Evelyn. Listen, look at here. Y'all know I don't see it for Bitter Mama Evelyn at all. I don't see it for her. But because she about oldest Methuselah, I try real hard to give her some without giving her some. And while I get Miss Evelyn is enough to drive anybody crazy and want to drive somebody to smack fire out of her. But Traci, you is wrong as two left shoes, and I promise you, you got a special place in hell if this turns out to be true, that you allowed your anger to get you to a place of you finna lay hands and feet on your mama. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know what Lailah's hypothesis is, and I kind of agree with her. She feels like, while she does have the issues with the sisters, the real deep-rooted, deep-seated issues that Traci has comes from the mama, because the mama was the manager of the girls back in the day. And the girls did not move unless the mama told them to move. So basically, the mama told them to go on ahead and sign and leave Traci out in the cold and in the dust. Oh, well. She knew what we was here for. She knew what the hell we was doing. She's the one who decided to take her life in a whole nother term. So it is what it is. And girl, and this came from Tawanda. Now, people was in the chat trying to take up for Traci, trying to give Tawanda much. Oh, Tawanda, why would you be doing this? Oh, Tawanda, why would you be saying this? Oh, Tawanda, why would you do this? Oh, Tawanda, why would you do that? And I love Tawanda's response. Tawanda's response was very much so unbotherish. It's like, listen, at the end of the day, this is my damn family. And I have the right to sit and tell the truth and tell my truth the same way everybody else does. Now, I don't know if Trina came out and said anything. Well, you know, Tony ain't gonna come out and say nothing. She gonna let them handle with all of that. I would be curious, though, if Trina is gonna come out and say something. If Tamar will come out and say, well, maybe not so much Tamar, because of what she has going on now. She's already dealing with a lot. I don't want her to have to, you know, really dig back down into all of that right now. So we'll just leave Tamar up out of this. You know, even though I don't see it for Tamar, I still got a heart and I got some compassion, and she's going through a lot right now. So I really hope people leave her up out of this. I would love to know what Daddy Braxton got to say. I would love to know what Michael Jr. got to say. I would love to hear what Tony has to say. I would love to hear what the men of the family have to say. So far as Sean, Kevin is your wife. Listen, I gave Kevin much in my review last night, and I stand by everything that I said, because at the end of the damn day, I don't care what nobody says. Sean was not in the wrong for telling those girls, because he's been in the family he's known them for over 2 decades. He just now started dating Tawanda. So it's not as if he's not familiar with the family and the issues that they have going on. And all that man said in Napa Valley was, there's an upset between the sisters and y'all should talk. They even came for him, how he needs to stay out of it, how he needs to do what Kevin is doing, because Kevin stays out of the family business. First of all, y'all saying that as if this man is a family, because he is. He's married to one of the Braxton sisters. That's number one. And for number two, him being the man that he's supposed to be of his wife and his household is to make sure, have her back when it's time to have it, but also let her know when she's in the wrong. And Kevin has been complicit in his silence for over 30-something years, allowing Traci to sit and stew in her own muck, her own failures, her own shame, her own insecurities, her anger, and every damn thing else. He basically enabled her. But this is the thing. Braxton sisters, y'all ain't up out of this, because y'all have done the same. Y'all have allowed Traci to run amok and run astray and do whatever and say whatever, and y'all just chalk it up to, oh, well, that's Traci. Put your hands up in the air and you go on about your business. And this is why now she's lashing out to a point of no return. Like, when you get to a point where you have so much disdain for your mama that you want to lay hands and feet on her, I can't get with that, and I will not get with that. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe every word of what Tawanda had to say, because I don't bit more forgo seeing Tawanda getting up here lying on Traci. I don't see that. Because, again, we wasn't allowed to see none of that. At all. We all know all of the sisters was back there, with the exclusion of Trina, because it was her day. She was with her husband and all that other stuff. But everybody else was back there. Cameras wasn't allowed back there. So can't nobody say that this woman is lying or not. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't believe that Tawanda's lying. I believe that Tawanda is telling the absolute truth on everything. And yeah, Traci, you definitely need to go and see somebody. You have allowed your anger to just turn you into a person that I don't think I can rock with no more. Listen, I'm all about smacking a bitch when the time is right. But when it comes to the person that gave you life, basically carried you for 9 months and pushed you out, I'm not with that. But y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give you. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. Again, shout out to Lailah Lynn. This came from her, so definitely shout out to her and her YouTube channel. Yeah, and I'll talk to y'all later tonight when I review whatchamacallit. Put a ring on it. I'm gone, girl. Bye.
What you're giving, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in the business.